There are thousands of tomato varieties, many of which are hybrid. But they can be broadly divided into 7 types. All tomatoes are fruits of the plant Solanum lycopersicum, although they're typically referred to when used as vegetables in cooking. Tomatoes have a fresh, mild taste and are usually red, though they come in other colors too, from yellow to orange to purple. They're rich in nutrients like vitamin C and antioxidants, including beta-carotene and lycopene, which have many health benefits. This video highlights 7 popular types of tomatoes, their nutritional contents, and how to use them. And as interesting as this sounds, why don't you follow me as we go on a journey of discovering these variations? First is cherry tomatoes. They are round, bite-sized, and so juicy that they may pop when you bite into them. One cherry tomato, about 17 grams, contains only 3 calories and trace amounts of several vitamins and minerals. They're the perfect size for salads or to eat alone as a snack. They're also well suited for skewers and kebabs. The next is grape tomatoes. Grape tomatoes are about half the size of cherry tomatoes. They don't contain as much water and have an oblong shape. One grape tomato, about 8 grams, has only 1 calorie. Like cherry tomatoes, grape tomatoes are excellent in salads or eaten alone as a snack. However, they're likely too small to use on skewers. If you don't care for the juiciness of cherry tomatoes, the grape variety may be a better choice for you. Now, let's talk about Roma tomatoes. They're larger than cherry and grape tomatoes, but not large enough to be used for slicing. Romas are also known as plum tomatoes. One Roma tomato, about 62 grams, contains 11 calories and 1 gram of fiber. They're naturally sweet and juicy, making them a solid choice for canning or making sauces. They're likewise popular in salads. Another variety that we could discuss is beefsteak tomatoes. They are large, sturdy, and firm enough to hold their shape when being thinly sliced. One large 182-gram beefsteak tomato, with a 3-inch diameter, contains 33 calories, 2 grams of fiber, and 28% of the daily value (DV) for vitamin C and immune-boosting antioxidant vitamin. Again, there is another variety known as heirloom tomatoes. Heirloom tomatoes vary significantly in size and color, ranging from pale yellow to bright green to deep purplish red. They're non-hybrids, and their seeds are saved and passed down without cross-pollinating with other types. Some people view heirloom tomatoes as a more natural alternative to hybrid ones. Heirloom varieties also tend to have a deeper, sweeter taste than store-bought alternatives. Heirloom tomatoes have nutritional contents similar to those of other tomatoes. A medium 123-gram heirloom tomato contains 22 calories and 552 micrograms of beta-carotene, a powerful antioxidant that's a precursor to vitamin A, which is important for good vision. They're prized for their taste, so they're perfect for canning, making sauces, and eating by themselves, lightly salted if that's your preference.
Okay, so next is tomatoes on the vine. Vine tomatoes are sold still attached to the vine they grew on. This prolongs their shelf life. Some research indicates that vine-ripened tomatoes contain higher levels of antioxidants and other nutrients than those picked before peak ripeness. One medium, 123-gram tomato on the vine has a nutrient content similar to those of other varieties, containing 22 calories and 3,160 micrograms of lycopene, a potent antioxidant with heart protective effects.
They're typically large and firm enough to be sliced for sandwiches, but they can also be used in canning and sauces. And last but not the least, green tomatoes can be divided into 2 types: heirlooms, that are green when fully ripe, and unripened ones, that have not yet turned red. Perhaps surprisingly, unripened green tomatoes are used in cooking in some regions. For example, fried green tomatoes, which are sliced, battered with cornmeal, and fried, are popular in the southeastern United States. Green tomatoes are firm, easy to slice, and like other varieties, they are low in calories, with one medium 123-gram green tomato containing 28 calories. They're also excellent for canning and making sauces. They're tangy and slightly sour, so they impart a unique flavor and color to dishes. One common use of green tomatoes is to make relish, a condiment for sandwiches and meats. However, unripe green tomatoes contain higher levels of alkaloids than ripe ones, which makes them more difficult to digest. They may cause gastrointestinal issues in some people, so they should not be eaten raw. And there you have it. 7 varieties of tomatoes. But before we end this video, let's take note of this. Although there are thousands of varieties of tomato, they can be divided into 7 broad categories. Each type has its own best uses, but they're all low in calories and rich in nutrients and antioxidants like vitamin C, beta-carotene, and lycopene. Tomatoes are an excellent food to include in your diet, and using this guide can help you choose the right type for your cooking needs. Alright, thanks for watching. Make sure to like, share, comment and subscribe. Catch you later.